I'm on another part of the lake. This is in front of Buster Elks. And this will give you an idea just how thin we are. All the way up at his shoreline is a little bit of, we got a little eelgrass mixed with a little hydrilla, but it is very thin. And as you see, we're leaving his shoreline. There's the end of the dock. Go out that way towards the lake. Slow down, slow. Okay. And you can still see a very little bit there. There's a little bit there. But after that, the algae is so thick, you can't see anything. Keep in mind now, we're in the dry season, and we haven't had any significant rainfall over the past two or 3 months. So this is the time that our lake should be starting to really clear up. If you go on Lake Carroll, Lake Magdalene, or White Trout, you'll see crystal clear water all the way down to 12 feet. Our lake used to be like that when we had more vegetation, but when we overdid it in the 90s, we had to put a lot of carp in, put too many in, and they devastated everything. Well, it finally started coming back around 2010, and it overgrew a little bit in 2013. So we put more carp in and more chemicals, all right? But you see, there's nothing really left now. We may have already went too far. We know a lot of this will grow back, okay, in the growing season, but right now, there's very little, perhaps as little as only 20% around the lake. That's why I'm going around the lake with this video, so you can actually see how bad our water clarity is because our lack of vegetation. Again, the board members would like to put in more carp. I think it's a bad idea. All right, now we're in front of the condominiums, and not much better. All I see is algae. I do not see any vegetation at all. Go ahead and start up and get a little closer. And you can see how bad and nasty the algae. There's some. There's a little vegetation right there. Yeah. Okay, here's some right here. Go on out. We're now only about 50 feet out from the condominiums. And that's about it. Maybe 50 feet. All right, now I'm in front of Lakeshore Apartments, formerly Carlton Arms. And looks like we're out about, I don't know, 100 feet from shoreline. This part of the lake usually has a real heavy, thick growth of hydrilla and eelgrass, which is good for our lake. But even over here, I mean, it's virtually non-existent. Again, our lake needs about 50% to keep our water clear. That's what Lake Carroll, White Trout, and Lake Magdalene have. I really think we're less than 20%, and I'm making this video to prove it. Again, the board wants to put more carp in, and it's a bad idea. Again, in front of the Lakeshore Apartments, where normally is real thick with eelgrass and hydrilla. Just look at that nasty floating algae. And it'll only get worse when we have less vegetation. This has got to be the worst time you could possibly add more carp. Take out more vegetation, this algae is going to get even thicker. Okay, we're in front of the Lake Egypt Estates Civic Beach. There is a little bit, just a little bit of vegetation, but mostly algae. There's a little bit right there. just a little bit. Let's see. Oh, this is thick. This is terrible. Oh, go over here. Now we're behind the home of Jean and Joan Pizzo. She's one of the board members that's trying to add more carp into the lake, take out the vegetation, but she doesn't have much vegetation to worry about. I don't see anything but algae. All right.